When treating obesity, we need to keep two things in mind. First, the treatment of the disease of obesity itself, which means restoring appetite control through normalization of the sensations that influence appetite, namely hunger and satiety. Second, we need to treat the complications of obesity, issues such as diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, fatty liver, increased heart disease risk, and many more. The trouble is that some of the complications of obesity feed back into the systems that control hunger and satiety, creating a vicious circle. Dietary methods can produce effective weight loss if correctly managed. There's a wide variety of diet options for weight loss, from simple calorie restriction achieved by limiting food intake to more specialized programs that use specific nutritional adjustments to produce the desired effects. Please note that sticking to a healthy, balanced diet of organic foods, such as the Mediterranean diet, avoiding ultra-processed foods and strictly limiting refined carbohydrates, combined with a healthy lifestyle, is sufficient in some people to regain control of appetite and hunger and return to a healthy weight. Whatever the dietary approach used, a healthy lifestyle, including physical activity and exercise, stress control, and adequate sleep, is essential if quality weight loss is to be achieved. The quality of weight loss is defined principally by the ratio of fat loss to muscle loss. In general terms, the less muscle that is lost, the better the quality of weight loss. People living with overweight or obesity with any other health issues should always seek medical advice before starting any type of restrictive diet or introducing any new exercise plan. For people with overweight but with no evidence of the complications of excess weight, we should still encourage something to be done. However, when the amount of weight to be lost is not very large, we can feel sufficiently secure to try simple dietary and lifestyle measures with a small calorie deficit of 200 to 300 calories. As long as you stick to a healthy diet with an adequate variety of foods combined with an active lifestyle, the risks of adverse effects are basically the same as with a normal diet. Weight loss is not fast, but you can continue as long as it takes to reach your goal. The quality of foods in the diet is central to the success of this approach, and the avoidance of ultra-processed foods and refined carbohydrates is essential to return to a healthy weight and to maintain metabolic health. Advice from a nutrition specialist is highly recommendable if you're in any way unsure. And then, if you want to take things up a step, there are now many high-quality, healthy approaches available free of charge or for the price of a book. The freely available Freshwell app and the series of programs by the late Dr. Michael Mosley and other members of his family, including the 5-2 diet, are excellent sources of advice and guidance for simple but effective plans for weight loss and to boost metabolic health. If you're not achieving the desired result, the first thing to do is to review your diet with a nutrition specialist. It may well be that some small adjustments could significantly improve effectiveness. If the response is still insufficient, or if the complications of obesity are present, we need to consider more intensive behavioral and nutritional methods. These would typically have a greater calorie deficit and may be more restrictive of certain food groups or nutrients, such as the low-fat or low-carbohydrate diets. Different fasting methods can also be useful and are described in detail by Dr. Jason Fung. These programs will produce a slow to moderate rate of weight loss and can have a very positive effect on some of the complications of obesity. As these programs can have more significant metabolic effects, medical supervision is to be recommended. The next escalation would be to a more pronounced calorie restriction with a daily intake of around 800 calories per day or even lower. 800 calories per day is the threshold used to define what we call very low-calorie diets. These diets are considerably harder to stick to and need to be supervised by a doctor and nutritionist, as the amount of food you're eating is insufficient to maintain health if not closely supervised. Correct vitamin and mineral supplementation is essential. Also, the NHS stipulates that very low-calorie diets should not be used uninterruptedly for more than 3 months at a time. These diets produce more rapid weight loss and can have more pronounced effects on the complications of obesity, especially type 2 diabetes, for which we are achieving previously unheard of rates of remission. Clinical trials have shown that faster weight loss is not a problem and is actually associated with better long-term maintenance. So please do not reject these approaches simply because of the long-standing but misguided belief that rapid weight loss leads to rapid weight regain. More on that in another video. The ketogenic diet refers to a specific type of diet content, not to the calorie content, though of course the calorie content can be adjusted as desired. Ketosis depends on putting the body into fat-burning mode. This is achieved by avoiding carbohydrates in the diet so that your carbohydrate store runs out and your body is forced to burn fat for energy. If you also avoid eating large amounts of fat, your body will burn the fat from your fat stores and you'll lose weight. The advantage of ketogenic diets for weight loss is that they have very beneficial effects on the appetite centers in the brain, significantly reducing appetite and hunger. This leads to a much better tolerance of very low calorie intakes, leading to healthy, rapid weight loss. They also have positive effects on many of the complications of obesity, particularly those related to insulin resistance and chronic inflammation. However, these diets should only be performed under medical supervision. In summary, there is a wide range of dietary and nutritional approaches to weight loss, allowing you to choose what you feel best suits your preferences. All dietary weight loss methods must be accompanied by appropriate lifestyle changes to ensure quality weight loss. If you have a significant amount of weight to lose, or if you have health issues, any diet and lifestyle method for weight loss should be performed under medical supervision. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful.